All right. I just want to quickly touch upon this topic a bit, defining employee engagement. So we all very likely have our own unique definitions for employee engagement. Is it measured on the basis of job satisfaction? Is it the level of commitment that employees have to their work, productivity, emotional or their mental connection to their work, recognition, etc. As you can see, I've put a couple of definitions here together, quoted by a couple of different sources, right? The takeaway here is that employee engagement can look and mean something different for every company. And this is something that I want you all to carry with you throughout today's session. As we explore different strategies, we need to keep in mind that employee engagement, it's not a one-size-fits-all concept, right? It's very nuanced in nature. The perception or the interpretation of employee engagement can vary significantly across different companies, individuals, even across cultures, across workforces, etc. Okay, so we can get started with the first section. So when we're trying to present a business case for anything, we always want to start with the why. Why is it important? Why are we doing this, right? It also helps in setting context and just laying out the groundwork. And in order to do this, we can start by using data, which can be a very powerful tool to emphasize the importance of employee engagement here. Just a couple of tips on how to do this effectively, right? So it can be very tempting to kind of add on a bunch of random data that can explain the benefits of employee engagement, right? These are the top 5 reasons why employee engagement is important, and these are the benefits. But to really get the attention of leaders, we want to keep a few things in mind. First is linking data to business objectives. So try to select data points that can directly align with your company objectives to demonstrate the relevance of your engagement strategy or proposal. And I'll give you an example here. If your company's main focus of the year is to improve customer satisfaction, focus on how an engaged workforce can directly or indirectly, for that matter, contribute to higher customer ratings or an improved customer retention rate, right? So that's one. And then using corporate vernacular, you try to use language and metrics that can resonate with executives and senior leadership. For example, instead of saying something like, these are the long-term benefits of employee engagement, you can say something like, this is the ROI impact of employee engagement, or this is how employee engagement can have a positive impact on the bottom line of the company. Value proposition, strategic alignment, etc. These are just some of the kind of terms or the kind of vocabulary that you can use while you're presenting or talking about employee engagement, right? And then lastly, don't use too much data. So try to prioritize the quality of the data over quantity, right? So choose a couple of impactful data points that can help you tell a much clearer story rather than overwhelming your audience with an overload of information, right? For example, try to pick maybe 4 of the most compelling data points or research studies that can indicate the financial benefits of employee engagement. And I have an example here, a couple of examples here of how we can use data, keeping in mind these tips that we just went through. So we're using data that's showcasing the long-term benefits. We're using language or corporate vernacular while also emphasizing the impact of employee engagement on the financial health of the company. So companies with highly engaged employees result in 21% increase in profits. A company can save almost $6,000 by retaining an employee, etc. These are the kind of data points that can really grab the attention of leaders, right? Case studies. So case studies can offer real world examples that provide a more tangible evidence of the success, impact, and feasibility of a particular engagement approach or an engagement initiative. And the same points that we mentioned apply here as well, right? So trying to use a case study that is more relevant to your company or industry would help in making a much stronger argument, right? So for example, if you are in the retail sector and want to increase sales, or your company goals are to increase sales, then you can take the example of maybe Best Buy here, where the company was able to focus on creating an engaged workforce and the impact that they have on customer retention or the increase in sales. And so if your company goals are something different, then you can use the example of a case study where the company was able to achieve that particular goal. So essentially what we're doing is trying to draw parallels with these examples, with these live case studies. It just helps you build a much stronger business case for whatever it is that you're presenting. So that's all about using data. We have unlocked our first takeaway here, where we will be sharing a comprehensive list of engagement data points and case studies. You've seen a couple of examples that I just presented. So it's essentially a comprehensive list of that, and we will be sharing this link in the chat. It also includes the sources of the data points, links to articles, research papers, etc. So you can always use this document as a reference.